Welcome to Charts Today. My name is David Linton, and today's edition for Monday, the 27th of November, comes to you from London. We start, as always, with the dollar index sinking to new lows. We're seeing here just this trend over the last few days. So it's still bearish short term. Medium term is now becoming quite clear that the cloud was providing resistance. Will we find support here? Hard to say, but we still do have this downside target hanging over us of 2.5% lower to 90.37, which would be a new multi-year low for the dollar. So we are seeing that, and of course the big one is activating this downside target, although we are still bullish on this chart, and you could say that we're finding support here. So quite a mixed picture, but for the short term, clearly bearish. Looking at the euro, bullish on the short term chart of the euro dollar. And we're seeing here, having found support in the cloud. Key thing is, can we take out this high of about 121 that we saw in September? So it does look like the euro will go higher still. Japanese yen, dollar looking weaker here as well, still bearish below the cloud. And sterling just struggling a little bit against the dollar, but of course this is about dollar weakness, this trend. So sterling looking quite strong there, but against the euro looking quite weak, 111. So we are just seeing that kicking in as well. Swiss franc, we're seeing sterling bearish here as well, and against the Australian dollar just holding at about this 175 level. So Aussie dollar weakness playing a part there. The S&P 500 index, we got through Thanksgiving last week, so we are still bullish on all three time frames. The Nasdaq 100 is still looking bullish on all three time frames, and the Dow also looking pretty bullish. US markets continuing to look bullish. Russell 2000 also looking good, so that'd be quite key. The futures down very, very slightly this morning, so no real heads up for the market. The S&P 500 future and the Nasdaq E-mini also just down slightly. The FTSE 100 index down again this morning, just really struggling to get above this cloud on the short-term chart. Still bearish. Downside targets, neither of them activated though, so we have to just wait and see. The long-term picture is still fairly bullish, but the medium and short-term picture is deteriorating for the UK market. FTSE 250, much the same thing, and we're seeing that that chart just rolling over a little bit too. The DAX just looking a little bit bearish on that stronger euro this morning, so short term just turning a bit more bearish. Nikkei also bearish in the short term. And the Hang Seng is one of the few markets outside the US that's bullish on all three time frames. Shanghai, big falls in China recently, so we are just seeing a sell-off there. So China is just selling off, and the Sensex, the Indian market, is still bullish on all three time frames. The Australian market, the S&P 500 200 index, is looking okay. It's just holding above the cloud on the short-term chart. Brent Crude sitting at 63.67. We've been above the $60 level now for a while, so we really do seem to have conquered $60, and we do have quite a few upside targets to 64.20s. So we're seeing at least another $0.50 upside, about 1% upside. WTI, much the same picture. Fewer targets here, but is still looking pretty bullish in all three time frames. US nat gas sitting at 2.9%, bearish below the cloud on the short term. And if we take a look at gold, gold is up about 1/3%, looking quite strong on the short-term chart now. That weaker dollar really helping for gold. And if we look at, we've got a new chart here to 1331, so that's about 3% upside, not yet activated. The other two targets are activated to 1309, 1315, and then 1331. Multiple targets shows multiple buying thrusts, gives us a high conviction that we will see a rise in the price. So gold looking quite strong now, and the silver chart similarly looking quite good, bullish above the cloud on the short-term chart. Our US Treasury yield sitting in the doldrums at 2.34%. US tech stocks, Apple still bullish above the cloud. Google's still bullish in all three time frames. Amazon kicking forward over the last couple of days, and Facebook also stronger at this 182. It looks like it might now just manage to hold the 180 level, and looking strong. And Microsoft just underperforming slightly there. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.